Hikari House invites you to slow down and feel your home breathe. Doors wide open, garden air drifting through linen curtains, and sunlight softly washing timber and stone. Today's tour explores a seamless indoor-outdoor life where nature is the true luxury. If you love cozy elegance and story-filled spaces, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment to support vintage touch decor with soul. We'll discover how cross-ventilation, deep roof eaves, and movable walls create comfort without fuss. You'll see how quiet textures, hand-rubbed wood, lime-washed plaster, woven rugs, layer warmth within a minimalist envelope. This balance keeps spaces timeless, gentle on the eyes, and easy to live in, especially for those who cherish calm routines and graceful details at home. Throughout the episode, I'll share practical decorating ideas that blend vintage character with modern clarity. Heirloom ceramics on open shelves, botanical prints by sunny windows, and time-worn stools beside smooth concrete. Tell me which moments speak to you, materials, light, or the garden views. And don't forget to tap like, subscribe, and comment your favorite detail so we can learn and create together. The Hikari House is not just placed on land, it is composed by it. The architects studied the direction of morning and afternoon light, prevailing wind, and sight lines so that every opening feels intentional, not decorative. This is why the home breathes on its own without machines. Air and light are the first materials, not afterthoughts. Positioning the home to capture wind corridors reduces heat without heavy cooling systems. Orienting key rooms towards soft green views lowers stress levels and encourages slow living. Even the way rain falls on the surrounding surfaces was considered. The soundscape becomes part of the experience, calming the body in ways we often forget a house can. Mature trees were kept rather than cleared, and new plantings are layered to create shade, privacy, and microclimate control. The house behaves like a pavilion nestled inside a living ecosystem, not a box placed on a plot. This is what gives the Hikari House its soul. It listens to the land before speaking in design. Instead of a hard, abrupt doorway, the Hikari House uses a soft threshold. You move from green to covered to enclosed in slow, breathable layers. A gravel walk crunches underfoot, plants brush your sides, and filtered light adjusts your eyes before the house fully reveals itself. This gentle staging slows the nervous system and prepares you to arrive, not just enter. The entry is not a spot but an experience. A micro-garden, a roof overhang, a step up, then a quiet pocket where shoes come off and the body uncoils. Every cultural tradition that values calm living understands that the way you cross into home matters. Here, that wisdom is designed into the architecture, not merely styled on top. There is nothing grand, nothing loud, only proportion, restraint, and breadth. A simple bench, a ceramic vessel, a linen curtain, and the faint scent of wood oils say more than ornament ever could. This threshold teaches the house's personality before a single room is seen, humble, tactile, and paced at the speed of a human heartbeat. The living area is conceived as a pavilion rather than a sealed room. Walls glide away, and the boundary between interior and garden dissolves. Instead of decorating for enclosure, the space is arranged for circulation, breath, and view alignment. Furniture is placed to maintain airflow and sight lines, never blocking the visual escape to green. Comfort here is not about plushness, but about ease. Breezes skim across the floor, shadows shift with the hour, birdsong replaces artificial sound, and daylight handles illumination that a lamp would otherwise force. This is comfort that ages well, nothing to tire the eyes, nothing to visually argue with the nervous system. Vintage touches are deliberately light: a woven stool, a time-worn console, a bowl with hairline cracks of age. These pieces bring memory without overwhelming the architecture. They soften the modern bones the same way linen softens sunlight. The room becomes not designed but lived into, quiet, porous, timeless. At the core of the Hikari House is a quiet courtyard, not ornamental but functional breathing space. It regulates temperature, frames sky views, and gives every adjoining room a living outlook. The courtyard is the house's lung and emotional anchor, offering greenery without exposure to the street or neighbors. Privacy meets openness here. Because the courtyard is enclosed by life instead of walls alone, even a small footprint feels generous. Light touches the surfaces differently through the day, creating a cinematic rhythm of shadows, reflections, and rustling leaves. This choreography keeps the home visually alive even when no one is moving inside it. Minimal furnishing ensures that nature is the protagonist: a low stone seat, a clay pot with moss, maybe one sculptural tree. Instead of buying decor, the designers removed distractions. What remains is a kind of edited calm, a room made of sky, air, and time rather than paint and ornaments. Rather than fixed walls, the Hikari House uses sliding panels and retractable partitions that let the house expand and contract with the weather. On a breezy morning, the whole facade can dissolve. On a rainy evening, it can close into a cocoon. The home is not a static object. It changes posture like a living body responding to climate and mood. These mobile boundaries make space multifunctional without adding square footage. A living area becomes a terrace, a dining room becomes a veranda, a hallway becomes a breezeway simply by shifting a panel. This is architecture as choreography. Space is composed by motion, not merely by measure. The panels themselves are crafted with quiet refinement: timber frames, translucent or timber infill, soft runners that glide without sound. The tactile satisfaction of sliding them is part of the ritual, like opening a book or lifting a tea lid, a gesture that signals a shift from inside to outside living. The kitchen in Hikari House is placed not deep inside the plan, but along a breezeway, so air, scent, and light travel freely through the space. Instead of cooking in a sealed box, you prepare food with wind on your skin and greenery in your sightline. Everyday routines inherit a sense of outdoors, even when you never leave the floor. A small working garden is kept within arm's reach: herbs, citrus, and climbing greens that supply the kitchen without leaving the property. This reduces waste, increases freshness, and reconnects the act of cooking to the act of growing. The boundary between garden and kitchen dissolves into a cycle, not a line. Surfaces remain calm and unfussy: timber, stone, matte finishes, and hand-thrown vessels instead of glossy fashion cabinetry. Vintage pieces, an old scale, a ceramic jar, a wooden paddle, are displayed through use, not styling. The kitchen feels earned, not staged, practical, breathable, and human. Dining is placed beneath deep eaves, neither fully outside nor fully inside, so that meals unfold in filtered daylight with the comfort of cover. Here, the architecture acts like a tree canopy: it shields without disconnecting. Breakfast is taken with birdsong instead of ceiling fans, and lunch with drifting air instead of artificial climate. By embracing semi-outdoor dining, the Hikari House changes the rhythm of eating. You naturally linger longer, sip slower, and notice the choreography of wind, shadow, and sky. Meals become experiences of place, not simply acts of consumption. Time itself feels different when architecture removes the sense of urgency. The table is simple: wood with patina, ceramic plates, maybe one small flower taken from the courtyard. Beauty is not layered through decoration, but through restraint and attention. The setting teaches that elegance can be effortless when nature is allowed to speak at the table. The bedroom in Hikari House is designed for physiological quiet, low visual stimulation, low density of objects, and a direct line to natural air. Sliding panels allow night wind to pass through while maintaining privacy. Instead of mechanical hums, you fall asleep to leaf rustle and wake to softened daylight, not alarms, not LEDs. Every material in the room is chosen for its temperature and touch: raw wood under bare feet, linen against skin, paper screens that diffuse glare rather than reflect it. Nothing shiny, nothing lacquered. The absence of visual noise becomes a sleep aid. Calm is not styled, it is engineered through subtraction. A few soulful details make the minimalism human: a vintage writing desk, a worn bedside chair, a ceramic lamp with hand-poured shade. These pieces supply warmth without clutter. The room feels like a refuge rather than a display, meant to hold you, not impress you. The bathing space in Hikari House feels more like a pavilion than a bathroom. Natural stone, outdoor glimpses, and controlled openings allow steam to rise freely without fogging mirrors or trapping humidity. Warm water, moving air, and filtered sunlight create a spa-like ritual without leaving home. Cleansing becomes an act of restoration, not just hygiene. Instead of bright artificial lighting, daylight governs the experience. Dawn baths are cool and silvery, afternoon baths are golden, and night baths glow by candle-like accents. These shifting atmospheres make repeated use feel ever new. The room participates in time instead of freezing it. Vintage and handmade touches soften the austerity: a stool with years of wear, a rough ceramic basin, a linen towel with frayed edges. Function is never sacrificed, but humanity is never removed. The space honors both the body and the senses with equal clarity. Hikari House achieves serenity not through emptiness, but through materials that are visually and emotionally quiet. Wood with visible grain, stone with natural variation, and linen that creases softly under touch. These create a slow atmosphere that welcomes age instead of resisting it. Patina is not seen as damage but as biography. By choosing surfaces that weather gracefully, the home becomes more beautiful over time rather than sliding toward obsolescence. Stone wears matte underfoot, timber deepens in tone, linen softens with washing. Nothing here screams for attention. Calm is achieved by letting the eye rest on texture instead of color and gloss. Vintage pieces integrate effortlessly into these textures because they share the same values: imperfection, endurance, and tactility. A worn wood stool, a vintage ceramic, a frayed textile do not fight the architecture, they rhyme with it. This is why the home feels cohesive, not matching but harmonizing. Light is the true designer in Hikari House. Openings are positioned not merely for brightness, but for movements of light: morning light grazing floors, noon light dissolving edges, and late light carving silhouettes. Shadow is treated as an equal material, giving the home depth, softness, and emotional rhythm across the day. Instead of filling rooms with fixtures, the architecture borrows light from the sky. Eaves filter, walls reflect, foliage breaks sunlight into textured patterns. These subtle modulations make the home feel alive, as if time itself is painting on the surfaces. It is a house that tells the hour without a clock. This lighting approach is also sensory kindness. Eyes rest easier in diffused light, nervous systems calm in lower contrast, and the absence of glare makes aging gracefully in place more comfortable. Hikari House is gentle not because it is decorative, but because it understands how humans see, age, and feel. Although the architecture is restrained, vintage pieces are woven in deliberately, not sprinkled randomly. Each object holds story: a ceramic bowl with a repaired crack, a wooden ladle worn by decades of use, a framed botanical illustration browned by time. These pieces don't decorate the house, they anchor it to memory. Because the base palette is calm, even one vintage object carries enormous visual weight. A single heirloom can warm an entire wall more meaningfully than 10 new accessories. The house doesn't fight for attention, it receives meaning placed gently within it. This is how history coexists with modern clarity without clutter. The effect is subtle but emotional. Rooms feel lived, not curated, familiar, not staged, faithful to time rather than trend. For senior viewers especially, these touches can evoke recollection: a grandmother's bowl, an uncle's writing desk, a textile from childhood, proving that memory is a legitimate design material. Sustainability in Hikari House is not performed through gadgets, but achieved through physics and restraint. Deep eaves, shaded courts, thermal mass, and cross-ventilation reduce dependence on machines. The house breathes first, consumes second. In a warm climate, this approach is not just ecological, it is humane and economical across decades. By letting shade do what blinds would and breezes do what compressors would, the home remains comfortable with radically lower energy cost. This makes the architecture more future-proof for aging homeowners and for rising utility realities. Good design here is not decorative ethics, it is survival elegance. Planting strategy is equally intentional. Trees cool the facade before heat reaches walls, vines self-insulate pergolas, and permeable ground avoids heat buildup. Landscape works as silent infrastructure. Maintenance is low, longevity is high, and comfort is earned through design rather than monthly bills. As daylight fades, the Hikari House does not become brighter, it becomes dimmer on purpose. Instead of flooding the home with LEDs, small pools of warm light are placed low and few, preserving restfulness and the night's natural quiet. Screens stay dark, windows stay open, and the house exhales into evening. Reflections begin to take over where view once did. Glass panels mirror lantern light, watered stones glisten, and the courtyard becomes a shadow garden rather than a visual spectacle. The home at night is not a performance, but a hush. Darkness is used as a design tool instead of something to fight. Vintage pieces read differently at night. Wood glows richer, ceramics soften in tone, metal shows gentle dim flecks. The aging of objects pairs beautifully with low light, proving that patina is not only visible in sun, it deepens in candle-like glow. Time of day becomes a layer in the design. The Hikari House reminds us that comfort does not come from more things. It comes from better breathing, better light, better rhythm, and better materials. A home that opens, listens, and ages with grace gives back peace in ways decoration alone never can. If this way of living speaks to you, I invite you to help this channel grow by subscribing, liking, and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Every design choice we explored, from movable walls to quiet textures, from courtyard lungs to low evening light, shows that architecture can shape our mood, our routines, and our health without shouting. These are choices that honor humans across ages, including seniors who crave calm, dignity, and ease at home. Tell me in the comments which moment of the Hikari House resonated with you most: the courtyard heart, the breezy kitchen, the evening hush, or the vintage soul touches. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment. Your engagement truly keeps vintage touch decor with soul alive and growing for our community.